You know that feeling when you check your bank account and there's maybe 200 bucks in there. It's not payday for another week. Your car needs an oil change. You've been putting off the dentist for 8 months because you just can't. You're not broke. You're working. You're making money. But somehow, every single dollar that comes in finds a way to disappear before you can breathe. That's not bad luck. That's not a spending problem. That's what life feels like below the $10,000 threshold. And most people have no idea that threshold even exists. Nobody talks about what actually happens when you save your first $10,000. Not in school, not from your parents. They'll hand you a piggy bank at 7 and call it a lesson. But nobody explains what's waiting on the other side of that number. And once I show you, you're never going to look at money the same way again. And before we get into this, if nobody has ever taught you this stuff, that's exactly why this channel exists. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because every day we break down the money rules they never taught you in school. Right now, the average American has less than $1,000 in savings. According to Bankrate, nearly 57% of Americans cannot cover an unexpected $1,000 expense without going into debt. That means more than half the country is one car breakdown away from a crisis, one medical bill, one broken furnace, one missed paycheck, boom, financial disaster. So they reach for a credit card, or worse, a payday loan at 400% interest. 400%. That's not a typo. Most people are playing defense their entire lives without knowing it. Every financial decision isn't about building wealth. It's about surviving until next Friday. When you're in survival mode, you make survival decisions. You don't invest. You don't negotiate. You don't take risks. You just react. All day, every day. Think of it like chess, but every single piece you have is a pawn. No knights, no bishops, no queen. Just pawns. And the other player is operating on a completely different level. Now, $10,000 won't buy you a house or retire you early, but it's not about the number itself. It's about what that number does to your brain, your decisions, and your entire relationship with money. It's a psychological shift, and once you cross it, everything starts to change. The first thing that changes is something nobody talks about. Your nervous system calms down. When you have nothing saved, there's a constant low-level anxiety running in the background of your life. Every time you swipe your card, there's a moment of dread. Every time a bill shows up, your stomach drops. Researchers at Princeton found that financial stress consumes the same cognitive bandwidth as losing 13 IQ points. That's the equivalent of functioning like you pulled an all-nighter every single day. Your creativity, problem-solving, patience, all quietly drained. But when you hit $10,000, that noise stops. Suddenly you're not making decisions from panic. You're making them from clarity. And that changes everything downstream. The second thing that changes is your relationship with your job. When you have no savings, your employer owns you. You can't say no. You can't push back. You can't walk away. No matter how much the job underpays you or burns you out, it's the only thing standing between you and catastrophe. But when you have $10,000 in a high-yield savings account, you have options. You have a runway. You can walk into your boss's office and ask for that raise with real confidence because you know you'll be okay for 6 months if it goes wrong. That quiet confidence, people can feel it. Employers can feel it. Interviewers can feel it. Ironically, people who don't desperately need the job are usually the ones who get offered better terms. It's like negotiating for a car when you drove to the dealership in that car. They know you need it. Zero leverage. Here's something that blows people's minds. People in financial scarcity overpay for almost everything. Overdraft fees, late penalties, cheap items that break in 3 months. Financial scarcity is expensive. Being broke costs money. And nobody tells you that. But once you've got $10,000, you operate from abundance. You wait for the sale. You pay the card in full every month. The math quietly starts working for you instead of against you. And it compounds faster than you'd think. $10,000 invested at a 10% average annual return becomes $27,000 in 10 years. In 20 years, it's $67,000. In 30 years, $174,000. From one single deposit you never touch again. The hardest part of building wealth is building the first real unit of it. Before that point, saving feels pointless, like filling a bathtub with a teaspoon. But once you've got that $10,000 base, the momentum becomes real. The habit locks in. And the next $10,000 always comes faster than the first. And here's what nobody explains properly. It doesn't just change your finances, it changes your identity. You stop telling yourself you're bad with money. You start seeing yourself as someone who can actually do this. And identity is everything, because we make decisions based on who we believe we are. So let's get practical. $10,000 in 12 months is $833 a month. In 18 months, it's $555. In 24 months, it's $416. Pick the timeline that's uncomfortable but realistic and make it non-negotiable. Set up an automatic transfer on payday. Before you can spend it, open a high-yield savings account. It's paying 4 to 5% right now versus 0.01% at a traditional bank. That's $400 to $500 a year just for having money in the right place. And find your one big cut, not 10 tiny ones. One big thing that's draining you every month. Attack that. Every dollar you put away is a vote for the version of you that has options, that has leverage, that doesn't panic when something goes wrong. $10,000 is not the finish line, it's the door. And on the other side of that door is a version of your life where money is not the thing constantly chasing you, where you are the one doing the chasing. So the question is, what are you going to do about it starting today? Not next month, not when things settle down, today. Because things don't settle down, you settle them. And this is how you start.